My name is Jim Estes, and today I'm going to talk about a drill that I think is extremely important for the swing plane. So what I want you to do is, and this by the way is going to give you an instant understanding of exactly the feeling you want to have in the golf swing. Take a club, you can put a rod, alignment rod in the grip, or I'm sorry, in the butt end of the golf club. Take the golf club, turn it like you're going to hold it, and then what I want you to do is take that club, put it right against your left hip, so you're holding both clubs here. Now you've got an alignment rod on the ground and a golf ball, and what I want you to do, getting into your good posture position, your weight over the arches, feel balanced. The insides of the heels are going to be about the width of your hips. Take a swing back, slow motion, and trace with that alignment rod the target line all the way up. The shaft should be parallel to your target line at the top, and then slowly coming down, trace the line. And do this in slow motion. Right into the impact position. So this is a great feedback tool, visual feedback tool for learning the proper swing plane. Go right to your impact position. I encourage you to do this drill in slow motion, and if you have 5 minutes a day, if you do this drill every day, I guarantee you're going to improve your golf swing. So again, I think you'll find this to be extremely helpful. JimEstesGolf.com if you have any questions. 3 different planes. Some people come down on the shaft plane. Some people come down on the elbow plane. And some people come down on the shoulder plane. It doesn't make any difference. But there's certain things I'm looking for in your setup. One is, you're in pretty good posture. Your back's nice and straight. That's unusual for a guy your age. Not that you're way old, but most people are kyphotic. Their shoulders they got shoulders for earlobes. Their head is forward, and so that looks good. Being a dentist, I know you have strong hands. I've never met a dentist that didn't have strong hands. They all have very strong hands, and they all like golf, by and large. The club's going out a little bit. I'd like to see the club stay in that cone area. That's not a big deal, but here's what I would prefer. Everything I'm saying is being recorded. You'll be able to hear it. But so it's just we want your hands to stay on the shaft line, essentially. So your club should really stay in the cone and your hands should stay on that shaft line. You can see there your hands are a little bit outside. So that's something we're going to work on, because that's in large part why you're coming down a little steep. So here's the shaft plane when the club's parallel to the ground. It goes right through his elbow. He's going to come right down, and you can see the shaft is pretty much bisecting his right bicep there. So that's the plane he comes down on. Alright, so on your backswing, you're coming back right along the shoulder plane. Nothing wrong with that. What's the plane coming down? It's pretty much the same or slightly steeper. We're going to change that. Your left arm, now like we said, if your wingspan was 2 or 3 inches greater than your height, you'd have a high swing, but that's not the case. You're pretty symmetrical. You're 72 inches. So your left arm position should look like this, John. It should be more across your chest. You can see you've elevated your left arm above your shoulder line.
I gotcha.
That's causing your swing to be steep, and you're losing distance as a result of that. So when you come down, your club's coming above this cone area, and it should be dropping down in the cone area, and it all has to do with your backswing position. So you're taking the club outside and you're lifting it too high. So what I want you to work on is keeping your left arm, like you had a handkerchief or a glove, right under your left arm. If you turn back and your oblique abdominal muscles, these muscles on the side of your stomach, if you turn your pelvis and your left arm stays connected, your arm should swing in around your body. It should be more circular. that just follows because we're rotating. So you're sort of disconnecting and lifting your arms just a little bit. So that's it. I mean, you hit that ball nicely. You hit it over 160 yards in the air. That's not short. You stay nice and still. You return the shaft almost to the exact same angle it starts. Here's your address position. Here's impact. So it's not bad. There's just minor little tweaks we have to do. Checking your backswing. You keep your right knee from, we don't want the right knee to straighten because then you can't push off the ground if you don't maintain some flex in the right knee. So, you know, you're doing a really good job here of staying still. Your head's not moving. So in biomechanics, there's 6 degrees of motion. You have forward flexion and extension of the spine. That's first 2. Then you have side bend right and left. That's the second 2. Then you have right and left rotation. And there's all 6 of those are utilized in the swing, not to any excess, hopefully. So in your swing, you don't move up very much, just slightly right there. And then you drop back down. So the net effect is you don't move your head hardly at all. That's great.
Well,
I mean,
I think about it. You know, it's not. I mean, you know, I know I got to keep my eyes on the damn ball.
So your swing is much better than you're probably giving yourself credit for. This impact position is really good. You're staying right in your posture. You're not standing up. Most people stand up out of their posture rather dramatically. And so, you know, what's biomechanically correct? The ball of the foot, the tip of the knee, the tip of the elbow, and the top of the spine should all be in a plumb line, which is what you're doing. That's pretty good. That's got 1,000 sensors on it. That's a mat that measures center of pressure. And it can tell me where the pressure is in your swing. But, you know, this is pretty darn good balance. The club face is nice and square at the top. How do I know that? The angle of the face of the club matches the angle of your left arm, relatively speaking. That's square. So the only real change we need to make is we need to go back, and you see how his left arm is hugging his chest and swinging more around there. So that's sort of where we want to go with your swing. Get in front of the mirror and just practice turning back, keeping that left arm glued right on your chest. And that should take care of the problem, and then you'll be able to come down from the inside and hit more of a draw instead of coming over the top a little bit there.